think you all know why we're here. But if you don't, Belle's going to tell you.
Mr. Finley is going to pick up his suitcase today. Now we all know what that means.
I know. It could mean that he wants to donate his old one to the charity auction. Wouldn't that be nice?
No, that wouldn't be nice. But that's not what he's got in mind. He's thinking about getting rid of wife number 3.
Yeah, and chopping her up into pieces and stuffing her in a suitcase. Then he'll probably ship her off to Cumberland or some other foreign country.
And if he ships her to North Korea, we'll never get her back. Nobody is back from there, not even a dead one.
We don't want that to happen, do we?
Well, I have an idea. Why don't I invite Mr. Finley up to my cabin at the lake to do a little fishing? That'll get him out of the way.
Ha! Me thinks, Gus, we don't have time for that. Plus, it's too dangerous for you. Besides, he's liable to kill her before he leaves home. Well, me thinks we have to do something just a little more devious. Sometimes you have to break the law in the name of justice. Now, I think that Gus's idea is not too bad. However, I think instead of him taking Mr. Finley with them, I think he should take Mrs. Finley to the lake with him.
No, that's crazy. She's not going to want to go fishing with you. Belle's your girlfriend and she doesn't even go fishing with you.
I didn't say she'd want to go now, did I?
Oh, you're not suggesting we
You
kidnap
know,
her.
there's more to life than fishing.
That may not be a bad idea. If we can keep her safely hidden away until we can capture our killer, then we can call 911 and get the police to come and take him away. Then we will have saved her life.
Yeah.
But you know, it would be kind of a shame to get rid of him though. You know, not many towns have their very own serial killers. Just think of all the stories that I could write about him. Might get me an award, and I could get a job on a big city newspaper. Oh, wow.
Frida, I shouldn't agree to this as mayor of this town, but I guess we gotta do something.
Maybe Mrs. Finley doesn't know about the other 2 murders. And if we tell her, then she might agree to go into hiding without our having to kidnap her.
I don't think we should take a chance on that. I think we better stick with our plan. Mayor, you go invite that Mrs. Finley to come here with you for a cup of tea. Tomorrow, Gus and Len can be playing checkers like normal, and then once we have her here, we'll tie her up. Once we have that done, Len can take her and Gus to the lake until it's safe for them to come back.
There, that's good.
I'll bet Hazel can bring some chloroform home from the hospital afterwards. Then we don't have to tie her up.
That would really help. Good. We'll see you all tomorrow morning.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye, everybody.
No, you sit down.
Come on in, Mrs. Finley. Mrs. Finley, this is Belle and her sister Gracie. They run the store here. Over here we have Len and his wife Hazel. This is Frida Factus, our newspaper lady. That handsome looking devil over there, that's Gus. Gus is well known around these parts.
Really?
Yes, everyone knows you can trust Gus with your life. Oh, Mrs. Finley, have a seat. And there's a cup of tea for you.
Thank you.
Do you like to travel a lot, Mrs. Finley?
Not very much, do you?
Well, I would love to, but I just haven't had the chance, you know, and it's just as well because I don't have a set of luggage.
Do you have lots of luggage, Mrs. Finley? Well, I didn't, but my husband just bought this lovely big suitcase and it's big enough to hold a body. It's that big. Well, Belle, I can't stay very long. Roger's in Nanaimo till tomorrow morning, and he likes to call me in the evening before he goes out walking.
Good.
I beg your pardon.
Good.
Well, I beg your pardon, ladies. Mrs. Finley, what we mean, it's so nice to hear that your husband goes out walking. Not like many of our husbands who sit and play checkers all day long.
No.
Well, I can assure you, my husband enjoys all sorts of activity. I bet he does.
Is Mr. Finley fond of roaming at night?
Well, he's never called it roaming before, but when we lived in Nanaimo, he did like to go walking at night. I hope when we move here, he won't want to do that so much.
Who carves the turkey at your house?
Well, my husband does, of course. He's very good with knives. He carves the roasts, too. What do you ask?
Well, he just looks like the sort of man who'd be handy with tools. That's all.
Is she asleep? Good.
Like.
Good. Now, Liz, you and Hazel take her and Gus up to the cabin and leave them. Gus, we'll send Len up to get you as soon as we capture that killer and call the police. Then it will be safe to bring her home.
And when Mr. Finley comes looking for his wife tomorrow, we'll grab him and tie him up.
I have my bear spray, and Pearl, you bring some rope. When I spray him, we can all push him down in a chair and hog tie him until the cops come. Now, go and get a good night's rest. We're going to be needing that.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
I've got the rope. Where are Len and Hazel?
Gus phoned. Gus phoned Len and said, come up to the lake right away and pick them up. Len tried to tell him it was not safe yet to come, but Gus just wouldn't listen.
You
So
better
they've gone
bring-
up there to get him. They should be back home soon.
You better bring the rope behind the counter, Pearl.
Just in time, I think I hear Mr. coming now.
Hey, Gracie, have you... My eyes! What are you doing? Oh, my eyes! What? Oh, my eyes! What are you doing? Have you all gone mad? Do you know who I am?
Darn, tootin' we do. You're the serial killer, that's who you are.
That's ridiculous. I'm no killer.
Stop, stop. Hang on. Okay, carry on.
Bill, phone 911 and tell them we've captured the killer.
I'm Belle from the corner store. We've got the killer all tied up here, and you better send the policeman here right away. You have? He is? Well, it's about time. We are getting our very own policeman. He left from here early this morning. He should be here any minute.
Look, Mrs. Finley, we finally have the son of a gun all tied up. You don't have to worry anymore, and there's a policeman on his way.
You already have your town policeman, Gracie. My husband is your new policeman.
Now someone is tiny, fast, so I can find out what's going on here.
Sorry, Mr. Finley. Awfully sorry.
That's Sergeant Finley, Mayor. Helen, my dear, how are you? Oh, are you all right? Did they hurt you?
No, I'm fine, darling. They just kidnapped me. I was up at the lake with Gus, and Gus, you were a perfect gentleman. And you know, it was kind of exciting being kidnapped. Maybe we should try that sometime, darling.
Helen, we are very sorry for what we did. We just wanted to save your life when we suspected your husband was a serial killer who had killed his two wives and chopped them up to pieces, put them in a suitcase. And then when a suitcase was delivered here, we were convinced we were right, so we had to put you to sleep. And so Gus and Len could take you to the lake and keep you there until it was safe for you to come back.
Well, I certainly did not appreciate that at first, but then I decided I might as well enjoy myself, and I did. And with Gus's expert instruction, I caught my very first trout.
Yes, and she cooked it herself, and it was one of the best trout that I've ever tasted.
But my darling Roger and I were high school sweethearts. We were married soon after college, and he hasn't had a chance to marry anyone else. So, as you can see, I am still in one piece. So he hasn't murdered anybody.
Not yet. But I am close to doing that. Now, what's all this about a killer? And who told you about such a man?
She did.
Everybody freeze. Freeze. Let me take a look here, I see. Okay, you can all stop pointing. Well, Belle, it seems that most fingers are pointing at you. So, what do you know about that?
Well, I didn't start the story, officer. Honest, you tell him, Gus, you know that I didn't do it. I didn't start.
Oh, yes, you told me that you did.
Well,
Over to you, Bill.
I've been engaged to you for 15 years, Gus, and you know what it is I like about you.
Well, no, I don't.
Well, neither do I.
It was you, Belle. You were telling Grace that when I asked her, she said you were talking about Mr. Findlay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, now I remember. Yes, I told her about the movie that I saw that night. Gracie, it's all your fault. You never listened to half of what I
Yeah,
said.
it's because you talk too much.
Never mind that. Listen, Gracie, I want to know why you told Pearl the killer's name was Finley.
I thought she asked me who phoned for a paper, and I told her it was you.
So the whole thing was nothing but a silly rumor? We don't have a serial killer?
That's right.
Aw, there goes my award and my job on a big city newspaper. Aw.
I may regret asking this, Sergeant, but what are you going to do with us?
I think I'll leave that up to Helen to decide. You were the one who was kidnapped, so what do you think I should do?
Well, if we're going to stay here, I'm going to want to have friends. And if you put them all in jail, I won't have any. And when you're working, I need to have something to do. But since I am a wedding planner, I think Belle and Gus should hire me to plan the wedding.
Well, I'll speak for us both. Helen, we would love that. And Helen, thank you.
Okay, listen, I guess that's it. Now, no more rumors, right? Okay, it's a good thing, by the way, that we live in a country where guns are controlled, or somebody might have shot me. All right, so I'm going to put on my uniform now, and I'm going to drive around with the siren on, so that everybody in this town knows you have your own police force, okay? Now, Helen, after you, and just know I am not happy.
Sorry. Oh dear.
Hey, what? Hey, hold on again. What's going on?
We got him, we got him. Oh, we got him.
Let him go! It was all a misunderstanding, a silly rumour. Mr. Finley is Sergeant Finley, our very own policeman.
You are all nuts.
Poor baby.
Oh, it's just awful the way some people go around starting terrible rumors, isn't it, Edie?
It's terrible, just disgusting. I wonder if that nice sergeant will give us his new suitcase. Not that he's not going to murder his third wife.
Edie, that was all just a silly rumor. Oh, come on, I'll explain it all to you when we get home.
Oh, good.
Well, you know what? I think we should all be getting home. I got some important decisions tomorrow. The new police station, the new jail. And let's face it, it's been a very interesting couple of days. Hasn't it? Good night, Bill.
Night.
Night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Oops. Have you forgotten something, Gus? Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, sweetheart, till we meet tomorrow. Good night, sweetheart, sleep will banish sorrow. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night.
I think I'm wearing myself out.
Good night.
Good night.
You know, Gracie, we should hire Gus and work with Len in the store, and we should take over the checkers board.
Do something a little more exciting, like poker.
Oh, well, maybe strip poker might be good. And now we better lock up and go to bed. You know, gosh knows what rumors we'll have to deal with
As
tomorrow.
long as you're not gonna watch any more horror movies tonight.
I won't. But what are we going to do with Mr. Badasser Balderson from Bevan?
Oh, you're worried about him. I let him out this morning.
You did? Was he angry?
No, he was quite happy. He thought he was going to die down there. So he promised me that he was going to turn his life around and he was going to give up his bad habits. And I invited him for dinner on Sunday.
Well, that gives me an idea. Maybe we should warn Mrs. Finley that she might have 2 weddings to arrange, or maybe even a double wedding.
Don't you start any more rumors.
I won't.
Promise?
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Belle.
Thank you to June Robson for being our rock star during rehearsal. She filled in for those who were unable to attend for various reasons and still doing her own job. Thank you all for coming.
I would like to take this opportunity to have Phil step up, our director. We're so happy that he took 4 months to direct us and he's still got hair on his head. My God.
Thank you, ladies. Without these two ladies, we wouldn't have had a show. They've been wonderful the whole time. And what a great cast I had to work with. And thank you all for coming. We really did appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a safe trip home.